Welcome to our tutorial on creating a rollover image. I am going to be putting my rollover image into the sidebar here, and I made a table to figure out that this is 170 width. So there you go, it's inside's 160 and then the border is 170. So I want to create an image that fills the space right here. Now if I'm making a rollover image here, I can make it be a longer image, so the size is up to you. Purpose of knowing the size though is that both images must be made the same size. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to minimize this, I'm going to open up my Adobe Photoshop, and I'm going to make a new file, and I'm going to call it my rollover file. So you get to determine the size of your rollover image, but the fact is that both images must be made the same size. So I made mine 170 by 350 at 72, and I must make sure the color mode is RGB because that's all Dreamweaver is able to show, because all your monitor is able to show. And I said OK. And here's my lovely size for my space. Next thing I'm going to do is go to Safari and obviously just upload a video. So I'm going to Google an artist. Macklemore, for example. Go to my images, and obviously not all of these are shaped like my picture, but that is not a big deal. I'm going to grab my picture, go to the largest one possible, I always like the highest quality possible, copy image, bring it into Photoshop, Command V to paste it. See, it's too big. But if I grab my cursor, I can move it. If I go Command T, I can also resize it. Okay, so it doesn't have to be perfect all the time, and you get to design it as a designer what you'd like to see. So I'm going to say apply, and then I can also put a text in if I would like to have a text, sorry. So I can grab my text box. I could write Macklemore. C-K-L-E-M-O-R-E. And I could take this, make it a fun, more interesting font, whatever font you want. Love when I can see all my files. So I'm just going to use one that I can see. And I'm going to make it larger because it's a super small font. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually rotate it because I want it to be sideways. And it's not straight. I can grab my cursor now and move that file on in. Look at that, doesn't that look nice? Command T, resize it so it's a little bit smaller. That fits perfectly into the white space. Alright, so there's my first rollover image. I do not need to make a new file. I can simply go just to my Safari and grab my next image. Again, maybe I'm going to do, maybe I'm going to do the Macklemore album cover, so it actually could be a link to Macklemore. So it's the same content. So, Macklemore Ryan Loose, the heist, so it looks like a good one there. So, grab that. Copy image, back into my Photoshop, Command V to paste, Command T to transform. I'm going to rotate that sideways. I'm no good with keyboard mouse. There we go. And obviously you see it smaller and straighter. Okay, so there's my first one. So I'm going to go File, Save As, locate my radio website folder, otherwise this is useless. My radio website folder, call it rollover1.jpg. Hit save. Okay. Then I'm going to hide the eyeball of that one. Go File, Save As, rollover2. .jpg. And you can't just write it there, you have to also make sure it's changed at the bottom. And again, I'm in my radio website folder, save. Okay, done with Photoshop, don't need any more, don't need to save that file. And now if I go back to my Adobe Dreamweaver, I'm going to click where I want the image to go. So I can delete all this text, don't really need it anymore. It was just there to, if you want to read about what the sidebar could be used for. But what I would like to do, if I want to make it longer, I just hit enter obviously, but I'm going to insert my image. So insert, image objects, rollover image. And this is where I could have just put two pictures, but had they not been the same size, it would have stretched the other one to match the first one. And to me, I'm not a fan of that. So I'm going to go to my rollover 1 and insert that picture, and then I'm going to go to my rollover 2 and insert that picture. Now here, this is the cool part, because they're both Macklemore pictures, I could go to Safari and get the URL for Macklemore's website. So macklemore.com is the website, so I'm going to copy that URL, and as you can tell, this was a Dreamweaver website too. And I'm going to go back to my Dreamweaver and paste the URL. Look at that. Okay, there's my picture. Now, if I hit live, I will see the rollover take place. Again, if I click it though, I need to be in Safari for it to actually take me somewhere. Now, as you can see, it's not aligned, and I can go to split view to see why it's not aligned. And I see here that it's between two paragraph codings. And if I scroll up to my CSS style sheet, and I locate the paragraph, it tells me that it has a padding to the left. So I could just change the padding to be a smaller number, and there it kind of pops in. And maybe if I want it even more centered, I could just change that. So it's between the paragraph brackets, and so I need to edit the paragraph in the style sheet. So I'm going to make this about 5, then it's nice and centered in there. Okay, good and easy. Back to my design, hit save. Now if I go preview this and I hit it, it'll take me to the Macklemore website. How awesome is that? Okay, that easy? Not nice. Alright, so that's how you create an image rollover with a link.